Hello there guys and welcome back to the FIFA 21 career mode with Leicester, and today we've got episode 21. Coming up then in today's episode, the first game is going to be the Super Cup where we do take on Liverpool. In the previous episode then we managed to get a win in our first game, which is against Chelsea away from home. We got the 3 points and also 3 goals in that game. So our second game in today's episode is going to be against Cardiff, one of the newly promoted sides in the Premier League. As you can see on the right hand side, their first game was a 2-2 draw against Leeds, and as you can see they currently sit in 11th place. And we're still on a hunt then for some more players for the squad. As we know, in the last episode we managed to sign a backup goalkeeper in Aaron Ramsdale, but obviously that's not enough going into this second season. We need some more players, not so many first team players, but definitely to upgrade the bench a bit with us being in the Champions League this season. Coming up in today's episode then we have the Super Cup where we do take on Liverpool, and we played them 3 times in this first month. Obviously I already played them in the last episode for the Community Shield, this episode for the Super Cup, and then next episode we take them on in the Premier League away from home. But we play them first, like I say, in the Super Cup. Then also we have the game against Cardiff, looking to get another 3 points against them and keep us at the top of the table. And also we're going to make some signings for this team and look at your guys' comments. So if you guys do enjoy today's episode, go down below and smash the like button, that'd be amazing. And also guys, if you are new, you want to see more career mode videos, don't forget hit the red subscribe button down below, and also the little bell to be notified of when these videos go live onto YouTube. So let's get in some of the comments then from the previous episode. And don't forget guys, leave them down below. There's still been another episode yet. We will have some transfer window time to make some more signings. So don't forget, go down below, leave your opinions on who we should sign or who we should sell for this season. I will be taking a look and putting them in the next video. But let's get into the first one then, which is from Man, saying, I personally although think SARR is definitely better, but I think he is linked to Arsenal and SARR is definitely not sitting on the bench anyway. And I think, and about Jack Grealish, I don't know, man. I'm not really feeling that signing. Now, obviously, I do agree with this. I've got to say, because in the first episode of Season 2, it was either do we sign SARR from Palace, who did get relegated to the Championship, or do we go ahead and sign SARR from Watford, obviously relegated as well. And I think out of the two, SARR, would he join us even though we're in the Champions League? I think he would. But again, would he join us and spend, you know, 70% of the season on the bench? I don't think he would. He would, like I say, most likely make a move to Arsenal or Everton, you know, a team like that. I'm not saying he won't make a move to us. Like I say, we are in the Champions League, but whether he spend his time on the bench is another thing. And again, Jack Grealish, yeah, I agree. I don't think it's realistic. If he didn't make the move to Juventus in this career mode save, I probably would have made the, you know, the signing. But considering he has moved to Juventus, I think that deal is now off the cards. So let's get into the second comment then, which does come from Super Gamer, saying play Mukiele right back and then Diddy at centre back. By the way, love your career mode videos, keep it up, and I do appreciate that there from Super Gamer. And now I thought about this in the first episode, you know, possibly if Fofana wasn't ready for the first team and I didn't want to sign a new centre-back, no one really appealed to us, then what we could do is move Diddy to centre-back, obviously train him there as well. As you can see, he doesn't really lose too many, you know, in that +3 day, he doesn't go down to a minus. And obviously Fofana can play CDM, well not maybe play it, but he's not going to lose any stats by playing there. And then we could make that change and obviously play either De Silva at CDM or even Chowdhury at CDM. Now he's back from injury. So that is something I have been thinking about. So let me show you guys then the new and updated shortlist. And like I say, thanks to all your guys' comments down below. I didn't get them all in the video. There was so many comments and I was overwhelmed with how many comments there was. And I appreciate every person that left a comment down below in the comment section. So here we go. Here's the new shortlist. Some of them I've gone ahead and scouted out myself just quickly before I went ahead and made the video. Some of them are your guys' comments, like I say, from the comment section. So I think the first person to remove is SARR. Like I say, we just cleared that up. It's not a realistic signing. Let's go ahead and remove him from the shortlist. So, like I say, we're going to sign SARR definitely because we want someone, another winger for the bench. And I feel like he would be perfect and get a lot of game time. Plus, he can play striker as well, which is an added benefit. You know, why not? It's, you know, it's great that he can play striker as well, and he is 6'1", so it does add another dimension into the team in terms of, you know, crossing the ball in instead of trying to play it through the middle all the time with Vardy. Even though Vardy doesn't do too bad in getting some headers in himself. But yeah, SARR is going to be a definite signing in today's episode. Now we wanted another midfielder because we sold Maddison and we never got a replacement for him. Camavinga then went into midfield, which left us with only one midfielder on the bench, which was De Silva. But we've also got Chowdhury. But I would like another midfielder because obviously, like I say, if we do move in Diddy to centre-back, we lose another midfielder there. So I think just signing another midfielder would be great. So again, I've gone ahead and looked at some of the teams that have been relegated. So we've got Lewis Cook here from Bournemouth. He can play centre mid and CDM. We've got Sander Burge can play CDM and centre mid as well. I'm just waiting until we get the scout report back for these guys, because like I say, it has been one whole season, so I want to see where they are in terms of overall before we go ahead and make a move for them. And then I went ahead and looked at the Spanish league and looked at Oliver Torres, 78 overall, centre mid, can also play left wing, very similar to Madison in them two positions that he can play, 5'9", and doesn't look too bad all round. But again, would he leave Sevilla and join us to, you know, possibly sit on the bench, because he is lower rated than Camavinga and all the midfielders we have in the starting 11. Now I don't know, I really don't know. So I think at the moment Burge and Lewis Cook are on the radar being signed in today's episode. Now in terms of centre backs, like we said, Ndidi would most likely make a great partnership at the back with Mukiele or possibly Fofana. But I do feel like we need another centre-back. You know, with Sonuncu going, I just feel like we definitely need one. Fofana, as good as he was in them games, you know, once we start getting into the Champions League and start facing, you know, the likes of your PSGs, your Real Madrids and your Barcelonas, you know, we do need some class. And like I said, I just feel like someone just a little bit higher rated, not too high rated. I've seen some comments saying go for, you know, the likes of world-class players. In terms of that centre-back role, but it would be unrealistic. But again, we've gone for lower tier teams, you could say, in terms of Leeds and Southampton, trying to look at their best players in that centre-back role and waiting to get a scout report back before we possibly make a move on one of them two. So I think to start the episode off, just before we go into the Liverpool game, let's go ahead and make one signing, one definite signing for today's episode. SARR, like I say, he's going to be great for the team. Let's take a look. So he's valued at 38 million. At the moment, 45.4 million, between that and 62 million for him. The scout does recommend he's on a low wage, so let's go ahead and try and go near his sort of, you know, value at 38. He is 80 rated at the end of the day. I don't want to be paying 60 million for an 80 rated player. Bear in mind, he is 23, so he's not like exactly, you know, 19, 20 years of age and 80 rated. He is 23. So let's offer a transfer fee. So he is valued at 38. I still feel like that's a lot, you know, a real lot amount of money. So let's go in with 39.5 and let's submit that offer and let's see what Watford have to say to that. And they're going to come back and say they want 55.8 for him. Wow, okay, that is a lot of money. Bearing in mind, we do have a great transfer budget, you know, plenty of money, but I just feel like that sort of transfer sum, I just feel like, you know, you could go ahead and sign, for example, I don't know, let's say Richarlison from Everton, who, you know, is 80 plus rated, and yet I'm paying this for SARR. Okay, so don't 55, and I was wanting to pay 39.5. So let's go in there. Let's go 45.5. Let's see what they say. Knock 10 million off. Let's edit the sell-on clause down to 10%. Let's submit that offer. We could do a player swap, but there's no one I have in real mind. And look, we're sticking to it, and that's our price. We want 55.8 million for him. Okay. You know what? Because he is the most realistic signing, obviously I can't change how FIFA value their players. Obviously, bearing in mind, Watford might value him at this in real life. And don't forget, you know, they're sort of not in power, but it's their best player. It's the same with Crystal Palace when they're trying to sell SARR. They put an £80 million, you know, asking fee for him because he's the player that's keeping him in the Premier League. Fair enough, Watford have gone down, but this is one of Watford's best players. So, fair enough, they're asking for that type of money. Let's just go ahead and accept it because, again, we've got the money and it is probably the most realistic signing out of the two. So we're into the contract talks here then with SARR and his agent. So his current wage is 19,000 and a half a week. A rotation squad role he did request. A 5-year contract, no lease clause. And he wants a wage of 62,000. So this is quite the upgrade for him. To be fair, he is moving from Watford now to Leicester, who was in the top 4 last season, got Champions League football this season. Let's just remove that bonus. Let's just edit the wage. Let's knock that up there to 66. Keep the sign-on bonus as it is. And let's see, they should be happy with that. I don't see why not. And I am excited to get him in the side and use him. So this should be fine. And yeah, they're happy with that. It's not quite what he wanted, but he's happy to join the club. And there we go, our first signing of the episode. So let's take a look at our new signing. And before we do go into the Liverpool game, like I say, so this is where I wanted to fill the gap. We've got Gibbons. Like I say, I gave him a lot of game time last season, but he only went up to a 75 overall. So I'm possibly looking to loan him out. Just because he's not growing as fast as I would like him to. So let's go and take a look at SARR and look at some of his stats in depth. Like I say, he can play right mid and striker. He's got 4-star skill moves, 2-star weak foot. So that's where we could possibly look at improving that. He is right-footed, so I would like to learn him how to play left wing, because obviously we've got Sengi's under for the right. And I do want SARR to play on that left wing for Harvey Barnes in replacement. High attack and work rate, medium defensive, 23 years of age and 6'1". And his acceleration is 95 and 94 sprint speed, and that is one of the key things we do have him for. Because imagine bringing him on in the second half, we needing a goal, and him having the ball on the counter-attack. It's going to be mental. He's got 84 shot power, 83 long shots, 83 dribbling, and he's got the speed dribbler traits. Like I say, first things we'll do is I'll probably... I don't really need to upgrade his weak foot, because if he's going to play on the left, he's going to use that right foot a lot, you know, to cut inside and shoot. So I think first things first, I'll put him on a development plan to learn the left wing role. So here is then how the two teams are going to line up for this first game of the episode in the Super Cup, facing Liverpool once again. And I've got to say, I'm a little bit sick and tired of playing Liverpool. You know, we played them a few times last season. This season already, just for the second time we played them. And, you know what, we do have some good records against them. But this is how we're going to line up our strongest starting 11. Max Aaron's going to start at right back as well, because Pereira, as you seen in the last episode, has been injured for 4 weeks. So that's not too great, but luckily we've got Max Aaron's, you know, great quality right back replacement to come in and fill that role for us. So let's get into this game against Liverpool and try and get the win. Liverpool now on the break. Salah, oh thank God, Schmeichel. Didn't look too tough. Okay, I was wondering if the player was going to get on the end of that. Tielemans now, up to Mahrez, who's got the better of Robertson there. And here we go. Mahrez now, keep going. The cross in towards Vardy. And yeah, easily headed away for Van Dijk. I've got to admit, I don't think crosses are going to be our thing in this game. Barnes, get this cross inside and head in the volley. And the chested down from Camavinga. He volleys it in just before half time. And what a cross that is from Harvey Barnes. I did not expect that whatsoever. Let's be honest, I did not expect that. And of all people, I thought it'd be Jamie Vardy in the centre, but no, Camavinga. And I guess that's what helps with him having a high attacking work rate in that midfield. Look at this. I pressed R1 and square together, chests it, volleys it in, and there we go. We take the lead against Liverpool just before half time. Vardy, I'm going to lay that off to Camavinga. These two are up together. Camavinga, play that across. Vardy, there we go, 2-0. And 49 minutes in, we start the second half off really great. And Camavinga, so far, has got to be the player of the episode. Got himself a goal, and a nice goal it was. And also an assist now. And we were looking at replacements for him, possibly for this season. You know, put Camavinga back down to the bench. But he's definitely earned himself a first team position now. Look at that. Great timing. The 1-2 with Jamie Vardy. And he smashes it into the back of the net. And 2-0 up now in this Super Cup game. Barnes to Vardy. Maybe the 1-2. Back that down to Barnes. Looking for Camavinga. Got it to him. Camavinga now possibly linking up with Jamie Vardy. Going to take it on his own. And the shot is going to be blocked. And we're just going in to the hour mark in this game. I might make a few changes because we are 2-0 up. And also we have a game against Cardiff 2 or 3 days after this game. So I'm looking at fitness levels now. Who can I sub off? And I'm tempted to bring on SARR for this game. It is a little bit early, but I just want to see how he is to play with. And that was a poor pass from Ndidi. But we won it back. Mahrez, okay, back to Ndidi. Down to Tielemans. And, okay, looking in the centre for Harvey Barnes. And play that to him. Oh, okay, didn't make as good of a run as I thought he was going to. Liverpool now looking dangerous. Koke unable to play that pass. We cut it out. Ndidi now does so great in getting back and staying in that defensive position. Allows us to get on the counter-attack with a great pass out from the back. Tielemans now looking for Jamie Vardy just to make that overlapping run. And he's going to get there, and he's just not going to get there. He should have just overlapped that defender just a little bit sooner. Liverpool, maybe one last chance of the game. Modric now. Mokiele does great there to stop that one. And the full-time whistle is going to be blown. And we beat Liverpool 2-0 in the Super Cup. Now, playing Liverpool used to find it quite difficult. But now, I think because they're so attacking, when we're on the counter-attack, when we've got the pace up front, we do find it quite, not easy, but, you know, we can compete with them, put it that way. And we get the 2-0 win in this game. And our second trophy, I'm about to say our first, but our second trophy of the season after winning the FA Community Shield. So that's our second trophy of the season, completed and won against Liverpool. A good 2-0 win. I've got to say, Camavinga is on fire. So we are still looking to make at least one more signing in today's episode, but we're just waiting to see when the scout reports will be back for these players. At the moment, is there any way of checking it right now? It's normally about 12 or 14 days, isn't it? So it shouldn't take too long. Hopefully we can do it in today's episode. We're going to get into the Cardiff game first, then take a look at the players and see who we will sign. So here is then how we're going to line up for the second game then against Cardiff. And I've made a few changes to the side. I want to test this out. With Ndidi at centre-back. So you can see the front three are pretty much the same. Singh under is going to come in for Mahrez. Then in midfield we've got Camavinga, Tielemans, and also De Silva playing at CDM. Now I would play Chowdhury, But unfortunately, he's only got 3 match sharpness at the moment. Because he's been in reserves, he hasn't been doing the training. I haven't noticed at all. So unfortunately, he's only got 3 sharpness. So I can't, not that I can't play him, but he's not going to be up to his best, is he? So simply, I put De Silva in there. And I was going to give Camavinga a rest, but like I say, because Chowdhury isn't match sharpness, going to put De Silva in instead. Then in defence, we got Mukiele playing at right back, and Didi at centre back with Fofana and Castagne at left back. Like I say, a little bit of a different team. I was going to play SARR for this one, but again, I feel like it's a little bit too soon. His sharpness still only is 43. He won't had any days to train since the Liverpool game, so at the moment it's still going to stay at 43. But it doesn't mean I can't sub him on at some point in this game. But just because we're against Cardiff, you know, a team that's just been promoted, I want to try out a new system and just see how the players perform in these positions. Okay, time to test the defence here. Cardiff on the break. Fofana, I believe, has gone 2. And Castagne there, and he's put a block in, get that pass away. But Ndidi now has gone up to an 89 rated as well. And just in that Liverpool game, he really impressed me in that CDM role. And I thought, you know what, for this game, give Max Aarons a rest from that game because he played the full 90. Let's see what he would be like at centre-back and a Mukiele at right-back. So Harvey Barnes, oh, that was great. Back to him. The shot, never mind, it wasn't back to him, but it was Tielemans who just couldn't find the back of the net. Harvey Barnes did great there to keep the ball, and then to Vardy, but unfortunately couldn't get it back to Harvey Barnes. It falls to Tielemans, but the ball goes wide. Vardy to Camavinga, now down back to Vardy, who's in space. Got to be 1-0, and it is 1-0. 31 minutes in, Jamie Vardy is the scorer, and I'm so glad he didn't retire, you know. Obviously, we've seen that. There's a little bit of a scare last season when we went into the game, and he was saying, the commentator was saying he was considering retirement. But I'm just glad he hasn't retired because look at this, you know, great timing, great positioning because he played the pass to Camavinga, then ran across Camavinga into that area, receives the ball and then fires it in. And there we go, 1-0 up, 32 minutes in. Oh no, okay, and yeah, Cardiff straight back into it. 36 minutes in, they have leveled up 1-1 in this game. And I want to look at the replay because I feel like it was on Ndidi's side, you know. But let's just take a look at the replay. I can't blame him for it all fully, but let's just take a look. So I don't think he was anywhere near the player. So let's take a look. He runs. Yeah. He's just not closing down the player quick enough there, and he's allowed time to, you know, move around and manoeuvre and just get his position and his body right to get it past Michael there. So I can't fully blame him, but I just wish he tracked down the player just a little bit quicker. But there we go. Cardiff are now back in the game. Vardy, pass there to Camavinga, down to Tielemans, and that fired in. And 2-1, we're back in front in this game just before half-time, and Tielemans does put this one into the back of the net. And what a rocket that was, by the way. You know, there's some power behind that shot. Well, I'm just glad we're back in front now after Cardiff equalised. But here you can see Jamie Vardy holding up the ball, plays the pass to Camavinga, down to Tielemans. Goalkeeper had no chance of stopping that one. And there we go, that's his first goal this season as well, and I'm pretty sure there'll be more to come. Up towards Vardy, looking at Harvey Barnes and his run, and I tried to time that, and there we go, 3-1. And like I say, I was a little bit worried that Harvey Barnes wouldn't make that run, or even though he did make the run and made the pass, would he actually get onto the end of it? And he managed to get on the end of it, past them 2 defenders. Let's take a look at the replay, but we're 3-1 up now in this game, and it's paying off playing like this. You can see I can make that there, and I was just worried if Harvey Barnes would make it through them 2 defenders. And, you know, look at that. He battles through and he just gets the shot away. And at first, I thought it's definitely going wide. But it does from that angle as well. But he does find the back net. And that's his first goal in the Prem this season. Okay, Mukiele's won it back high up the pitch here. He's going to get the cross in. Let's see how he is with the crosses. Decent cross. And does that find the... Oh, my God. That was so close. I thought it went wide. And then I've seen it go off the post. I didn't even think, you know, to drag a player in ASAP pretty much. But that was close, really close to get the 4-1. Let's have a see. We've still got the ball here. Chowdhury down. There we go. Harvey Barnes. Okay, messed around a little bit there. Singh's under. Still got the ball. Chowdhury inside. Player out to the left. De Silva. And wow, straight at the goalkeeper through a deflection. Won that there. Tielemans. Oh, okay. Edwards still got it. The shot. Just keep it. Finesse shot maybe. And oh, okay. It looked good, but unfortunately it went wide in the end. Mukiele, yeah, we'll make that change just to keep him fresh. And Edward, you know, we brought him on for Jamie Vardy. Try and give him some minutes. And not a bad effort that was. And there we go then, the full-time whistle has been blown. We've got the 3-1 win in this game against Cardiff. And it was nice because we rotated the team a little bit. Didn't change the formation or the tactics, but just gave players, you know, a different position to play. And even though Ndidi, like I say, it's not his fault for the first goal, but he did well in that centre-back position. I would like to play him there more in the future. So after that game, we're going to play a chat then from Ndidi. He said, I know people have been talking about the position you're playing me, and I just wanted to say I'm ready to do whatever's necessary to make us successful. And Heisey plays a centre-back if that's part of your plan. So that's good news. He's happy to play there, and I'll say, you'll do for me. Now, moving on into the actual inbox, look at this here. 2 offers have come in. Mukiele, an offer from Atletico Madrid, and also Ndidi, an offer from Manchester City for £129.5 million. What an offer that is. We can get £184.5 million for him, and you can see why. 89 overall, 24 years of age, and there's just mental money being thrown around at the moment. So Tielemans had an offer come in from Real Madrid for £64.9 million. I still think we can get better for him if we was to sell him. Now, I'm going to leave this down to you guys in the comment section. Should we accept any of these offers? Now, we have obviously already sold Sonuncu. Now, I remember seeing someone's comment saying, in real life, this wouldn't, like, not that this wouldn't happen, but Leicester City would no way sell 3 top players in the same window. Maybe they would, but again, I don't feel like that's very realistic. You know, say this happened tomorrow in real life, you wouldn't see in the news Ndidi, Tielemans, Sonuncu all gone. Do you know what I mean? It might be one or two, but definitely not 3 or 4 players going in a single transfer window. So key players as well. But you can see there, Ndidi, that's what we're being offered. Mukiele, the player being offered, someone did mention him down below in the comment section before. And I just feel like Mukiele can play so many great positions, centre-back, right-back and right-wing-back, that I don't really want to get rid of him. And then the offer from Real Madrid. But let me know down below, what should we do with these 3 offers? Should we just reject them all, or should we accept one of them, or possibly even accept all 3? So we've had some scout reports come back then, not all of them, unfortunately. I can't sim any further because otherwise I'll be going into the Liverpool game, which we're not going to. I'm going to play them 2 games for today's episode. So as you can see, we've got Lewis Cook and Robin Koch. Their scout reports have come back, and they're both 77 rated. Now, just thinking about it, in terms of centre-backs, now if he's going to be 77 rated and Salisu is going to be similar, I don't feel the point in signing him, if I'm going to be honest, you know, because we've got Fofana, 75 rated. We'll probably go up to 76 rated in the next couple of games, and by then, you know, sooner rather than later, he'll overtake these players, and he is a lot younger than both of them. Maybe not Salisu. Actually, yeah, I think he is. I think he's 20 years of age now, Fofana, so I think it's pointless, unless Salisu is around about 79, 80 rated, then I might think about it. But I'm going to wait and let you guys let me know down below. In terms of a centre-back, who should we sign? One for the first team I'm looking for. Because if I can't find a decent first team centre-back, then I'll just leave it and just play Fofana there, I've got to be honest. Now, in terms of the midfield, out of these 2, now, the scout report hasn't come back for Sander Berge. But I've got to be honest, because I know how good of a potential that he has, I think it's an 86 plus rated potential that he has. I think it's not unrealistic, don't get me wrong. I feel like it is sort of realistic. But, you know, if I was to do a career mode with the likes of, you know, like your Uniteds or Arsenals or your Chelseas, then I feel like they're the sort of teams that are most likely going for this type of player. And I feel like Lewis Cook just seems to fit, you know, the team so much better. And coming off the bench for us, doing a good job in midfield. And he's a natural centre mid as well, where I do want to play him, by the way. He can play CDM, but I do want to play him centre mid. He's got a medium work rate, 3-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot as well. So I think we're going to go in and sign him over Sander Berge. Like I say, it's not because I think Lewis Cook is better. Like, I know Sander Berge has a better potential. But like I say, I just feel like, you know, other clubs most likely would go in for him knowing his potential. And again, Lewis Cook, I just feel like he'll fit the team as a natural centre mid, which is what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a CDM. I'm looking for a centre mid that can come on and replace the likes of Tielemans or Camavinga mid-game. And I think Lewis Cook can do that. So there you go. He's valued at 13 million. They want, well, the scout recommends between 14.1 and 18.9. So let's go into this and approach to buy. And I think I'm just going to go straight in with 14.1. I don't see why not. Bournemouth, you know, should let him go. And he is 77 rated, so that's not too low. He could be an 80 rated by the end of the season. And like I say, for his use, coming off the bench, you know, he's going to do great. He's going to do just great for us. So let's offer 14.1. Let's submit that offer. Let's have a see what they have to say for that. And okay, they want Gibbons in replacement for him. We're definitely not letting Gibbons go. But them 2 values added together does come to around about 18.3 million. So that's the sort of price range they're looking at, 18.3. So let's go in with 15.5. And let's remove the exchange player, because no way I'm letting Gibbons go. I still need to add him to the loan list as well. 15.5. They wanted 16.8 for him. I'm going to go ahead and accept that. I don't think that's a bad fee at all for Lewis Cook. Let's go into the contracts. So we're into the contracts then. So as we know, he's 24 years of age, can play, well, centre mid's his natural position, not can play centre mid. And he's got a 77 overall, so he's on a current wage of 12,500. So I'm going to offer him the rotation role. He should be more than happy with that, I could imagine. And yeah, he is happy with that. Now, in terms of a contract, I'm going to go with 4 years. Not 5, let's just go with 4. Yeah, he's happy with that. Let's continue. No release clause, and they're not even going to offer some sort of wage. So, okay, so SARR, when he came in, he got a significant pay rise, let's be honest. Now, Lewis Cook, let's go in with, I think, 25. Let's just double his wage straight up. A sign-on bonus of 600k. Let's knock that down to 500k of signing on bonus. Let's submit that offer. Hopefully, I don't, offer too low, but I think that's decent enough. Coming in to sit on the bench, he's going to get 25,000 a week, double what he's on now, and he's not even going to have to play regular football. He's going to play in the Champions League, possibly. And, okay, they want 43,000 wage and some appearance bonus as well. So let's counter that. Let's remove that bonus. Let's edit the wage. And let's put that up to, let's say, 46.5, just to be a little bit awkward. Let's submit that offer. And are they going to be happy with that? And he's happy with that. Well, it's not quite what he wanted, but he is happy with that. And he's going to join the club. So here he is then, our new signing. Let's take a look at him in depth and some of his stats as well. So as we know, he can play CDM and centre mid. But like I say, primarily, when I'm in a game, I would like to bring him on for either Camavinga or Tielemans for him to play that role. And like I say, Sander Berge, we all know how good of a player he is. And he could sort of be our, not wonder kid purchase for the season. But you know what I mean? He could have been that sort of up-and-coming purchase. But again, I just feel like out of the two, Lewis Cook made just a little bit more sense. It just felt a little bit more realistic than Sander Berge did, if I've got to be honest. So again, I feel happy with the purchase. Don't get me wrong. Fits in well with the bench. Some of his stats, so he's right-footed, medium work rate, 24 years of age, 5'9", English as well, 4-star weak foot, 3-star skill moves. And again, just an all-round great midfielder. You got to be honest, 83 balance, 78 vision, 78 aggression, and 75 stamina there. 80 dribbling, 80 short pass, 72 curve. He's got some traits there as well, which isn't too bad to have on a player. And again, we do have now 3 centre mids in the club, so one of them is going to have to sit on the reserves at some point. And out of the 3, Chowdhury is the lowest rated, but he is the lowest in sharpness as well. But it doesn't mean going into a game, saying Diddy doesn't have full fitness, that I go ahead and put Chowdhury on the bench and drop De Silva to the reserves. Or at some point, drop Cook to the reserves and have De Silva and Chowdhury on the bench. Again, it's just great to have the squad depth. But here is how the Premier League table then is looking at the end of today's episode. We're going to play 2 games in at the moment. We've had a busy start to the start of the season. 2 trophies won already, the Community Shield and the Super Cup. And also, like I say, we're at the top of the table with 6 points and a 5 goal difference. So anyway guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed it and enjoyed the signings that we've made. I feel like they're realistic. We've gone with the sort of theme of signing, from teams that have either been promoted or relegated, and we've stuck to that. And I feel like we've done well. And like I say, don't forget, leave a comment down below on the centre-back position. Because I think if I'm going to make any more signings, I don't think we need to. But if I was to make one more signing, it would be for a starting centre-back for the club. Now, just a few outlines, just to sort of make it realistic. Because I don't want them coming from a top 6 club in the Premier League. Your Arsenals, your Chelseas, your Man Cities, your Uniteds. I don't want it coming from them. I want it from 6 and below if it's in the Premier League. Then now, if it's from another team, possibly, I was thinking about this at the start of the episode, possibly even teams like Atalanta or Valencia or Sevilla, teams like that, well, especially Sevilla and also Atalanta, and, other teams that are in the Champions League that aren't supposedly, a big club like your Chelsea's, your PSG's, your Real Madrid's and your Barcelona's. I feel like if you went to them sort of teams, say Atalanta, and he had a centre-back rated 85, he would probably join Leicester. Let's be honest, we're still in the Champions League, so he's not missing out on that, and he's also moving to the Premier League. So it won't be too bad of a signing, but I'll let you guys let me know down below in the comment section. So if you enjoyed it, leave a like down below on the video, hit the subscribe button if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.